What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king and knight, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk.
Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king and knight, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk. And like I said before, nothing shall forestall my return. If you can actually quote the name of the character, he says that 10 chaos points. But anyways, I'm back to you with a brand new video, and this is gonna actually be my last one for the Kingdom Hearts week. Since I've been having a Kingdom Hearts kick, I've been doing pretty much a Kingdom Hearts week. So we're gonna be talking about the Sephiroth in the Kingdom Hearts verse. Now he is very different from the Final Fantasy VII verse. As Final Fantasy VII, Sephiroth was a person with god powers, who had god and alien type of powers. You know, who was also used to be one of the strongest warriors in Final Fantasy VII. And so that one's the Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth. But the difference between the Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth and the Kingdom Hearts, Sephiroth is Cloud's Heartless, and pretty much the stronger part of Cloud, the darker and dominant part of Cloud. That's why, you know, Cloud's got the black wing, because, you know, he still has a bit of evil in him. But Sephiroth is all the evil that is in Cloud in the Kingdom Hearts verse. And since Sephiroth is not born like as a human in the Kingdom Hearts verse, and he's actually a Heartless, since Sephiroth is a high-level Heartless, you know, like the highest level of Heartless, pretty much even above Xehanort's level, Sephiroth is actually, pure evil. Nothing but diluted pure evil. That's why when you first meet him in the ring, he don't even say nothing. He just straight up tries to kill you. Even though you're a kid, he straight up tries to kill you, because that version of Sephiroth is pure, undiluted evil. You know, he comes from Cloud's darkness, and the strongest part of the darkness. Again, this is the only Heartless that's surpassed, you know, as Xehanort's Heartless, known as Ansem Seeker of Darkness. Even surpassed the level of Xehanort's Nobody, Xemnas. This is one of the strongest Kingdom Hearts characters of all time, and hence why he's a hard boss. But he's also, since this is also kind of a fan theory too, you know, Sephiroth's backstory in the Kingdom Hearts lore, I'd have to say he's the one who caused the natural disaster that destroyed the Final Fantasy worlds. Because remember, the Disney worlds and Final Fantasy worlds were once connected into the Keyblade War. So when the Final Fantasy world broke off the Disney world, you know, it was two separate worlds. But then, you know, Cloud and all that were born. Sephiroth was born out of the darkness that Cloud actually had, you know, at least in this universe. And since Final Fantasy worlds are still connected, even after being split from the Disney worlds, you know, Sephiroth has destroyed the entire Final Fantasy verse, except for the few characters that were saved by Yen Sid and other people, in order to, you know, fighting back at the Heartless. And that's where this version of Sephiroth comes in, because this is the reason why Cloud wants to get revenge so bad that he's willing to put Sora at risk to get at this Sephiroth, because Sephiroth took everything from Cloud. And that's why you see Cloud with Vincent's jacket, because in this canon, Vincent got killed by that evil Sephiroth. either in battle or by the natural disaster that we know in the Final Fantasy VII verse as Meteor. Meteor is the disaster that destroyed the Final Fantasy verse. And then also Leon has lost a lot of friends too. That's why he doesn't want to be called Squall anymore. Because Sephiroth in this verse is pure evil. Like, supreme evil. Like, so much evil, it's not even funny. He's at the level of Arden. Even though this is a kid's game, that's exactly why Sephiroth's wings are bluish black. Because black rings represent evil in the Final Fantasy verse. That's why Genesis and Sephiroth actually got the black one wing. But there's actually a level beyond that that's just nothing but pure evil. Plus the Heartless in Kingdom Hearts are actually half bluish and half black. So Sephiroth gets a special wing that's actually only exclusive to the Kingdom Hearts verse. And that is the pure evil Heartless wing. You know, this version of Sephiroth is not even human. This version of Sephiroth would kill Lucretia Crescent, his birth mother. As the original Final Fantasy VII, if he found out Lucretia was his mother, he would spare his real mother. He would spare Lucretia and destroy the world. But since the Kingdom Hearts version of Sephiroth is nothing but pure evil energy, he would just wipe out Lucretia with not even a phase. But that's just the whole thing with Sephiroth's backstory in the Kingdom Hearts verse, is that it's a different take on the character. And remember, Kingdom Hearts is actually a different universe than Final Fantasy. Even though Final Fantasy universe was once connected to the Disney worlds until the Keyblade War. Even when the Final Fantasy worlds were destroyed and all the Final Fantasy characters got sent to the Disney worlds, you know, it was done by one man. One Heartless. Cloud's Heartless. Sephiroth. And that's why Sephiroth is the biggest enemy is one of the hardest enemies in the game. Even though you challenge him in the ring, and he's not really part of the story. I think this also answers a lot of the story. This answers a lot of back stuff with the story, and why Squall wants to hunt. Well, Squall Leon wants to hunt down Heartless because he's seen his world destroyed by Heartless sending the disaster to the Final Fantasy worlds. As the same thing with Cloud. Cloud knows the killer behind the Final Fantasy worlds and his best friends, some of his best friends in Avalanche. It was done by Sephiroth. You know, done by a bad part of the Cloud's memory. Because in this verse, that's where Sephiroth comes from. Because the Kingdom Hearts world, it was once all in one. Before Keyblade War, before the meteor disaster that Sephiroth caused on the Final Fantasy worlds. And I think if Kingdom Hearts 3 teases this story out really well, if they tease this story out really well, this could actually put a lot of backstory why, you know, Sephiroth is the way he is, why the Final Fantasy characters lost their world, and why there's no such thing as a Final Fantasy world anymore in the world of Kingdom Hearts. Because Sephiroth has rid the Final Fantasy world years after the first Keyblade War. So, yes. That's where you get your Heartless Sephiroth from the Kingdom Hearts verse. And this has been your Kingdom Knight, and may the crystal be with you. Like and subscribe, share, and if you got any better ideas for Sephiroth's backstory in the Kingdom Hearts verse that they never put in there, I'd like to know. So may the crystal be with you.